Hey Libra, welcome to your How Do They Feel About You reading. I hope everyone is feeling awesome, well and safe. A massive thank you for tuning in, bringing your beautiful energy, positive vibes, love and support to soul members. I appreciate you, and if you've just stumbled across this video and are new to the channel, hello, my name is Andrea. Thank you for stopping by, and I hope you find a message within this reading helpful today. So Libra, how do they feel about you? What are they thinking? What are they going to do about it? Are all things we're going to be looking at today. And then at the end of the reading, I'll also draw some guidance for you as to what is, the best way to navigate through any challenging times you might be facing when it comes to this person. So to start off with, let's have a look and see, who am I connecting with? How is Libra feeling when it comes to this situation? What's the message that we have for Libra? How can I be of service to the beautiful Libra out there? Home. I'm coming home, coming home. So when it comes to this person I'm getting for you, Libra, I feel that there's been some sort of an ego death. There is nothing about this card that indicates that. I feel that they've really had, it is a feeling, it is the energy that I'm tuning into, and it's a feeling that has been some kind of ego death. It could be on both parts, it could be on their part, where they've really had to humble themselves, face the reality, take responsibility for the part that they played, and come back to what matters most. And what matters most is the two of you being together. That's the message that I'm getting here. What has happened here, Libra, I'm feeling, is there's been this realization that ego, pride, and petty arguments are definitely not going to get the two of you anywhere. They're going to lose something that's very important to them for something that doesn't even really matter. I mean, something may have happened that, it does matter, but the approach that's being taken is not one that reunites the two, that, restores the connection. It's one that causes a further divide. And so that's the message that I'm getting for you. But let's read the definition from the book. Ina Siegel's done an amazing job at putting these together, these little messages for you together. She's also included an action, which I find so unbelievably helpful. So, how do you keep recreating home? In the context of this teaching, let's use the word home to describe your unconscious ability to attract intimate partners with the positive and negative qualities your parents instilled in you. This card honors the wounded child in you that keeps recreating home, hoping to get your childhood developmental codependency needs met. You might even provoke the other to act or look like your original parent. In a world where so many of our natural emotions were not encouraged and worse yet suppressed, you are now encouraged to feel the feelings trapped inside you and that consistently sabotage your life. For some of us, home was an amazing, empowering and happy place, but for most of us it was lacking. There was unease and hurt. This is imprinted on your nervous system, which forces the dysfunction you had with your parents to rise to the surface with your current partner and people close to you. Now, Libra, isn't it interesting? Because I don't feel that this message is particularly for you. I feel that this is their energy. What I'm getting here is what you're experiencing. And like I said, I was getting ego and pride, and there's nothing in that card that actually, would show anything that shows anything about ego or pride in it. But it was a feeling that I got. And what I'm getting here is that this person is potentially having tantrums And it goes back to the way that they dealt or were dealt with in their family and in their home when it came to them not getting their way, when it came to them not being able to get a message across. There's a level of frustration surrounding their ability to not find their ability to communicate effectively, right? So it's quite possible that within their home environment, they were never taught how to be effective communicators. They were never encouraged to express how they felt, and that instead what took place was anger, resentment, toxic behavior, possibly kind of the silent treatment or other forms of getting a message across that were not healthy. And so they brought this, I feel, to this relationship, and they apply the same methods, but it's not going to work with you, Libra. For you, that's not effectively communicating, it's not effectively growing, it's not going to take you to anywhere, and it's definitely not a path that you want to walk down and establish a connection with someone based on. And so there was this need for them to see that you are not going to be swayed. You are not going to enable that behavior, and you're not going to live your life in that way. There are other ways, healthier ways, to be able to work through challenges or even disagreement, or even, it doesn't even have to come down to a disagreement, opposing opinions and accepting that, you know, we agree to disagree. It's okay to disagree. Maybe in their environment or their home, even today, disagreeing was unacceptable. You know, a healthy debate was unacceptable. This is what what they're experiencing with you, and your approach is so different to what they had previously experienced. You're opening their eyes up to a different way. They like that, but they don't know how to respond to that. So they respond to it in the way that they have been taught, which does not encourage the development of what they like and the development of how you want a relationship to go. So I hope that makes sense. And so I feel then, to circle back to ego and pride, that they've had to let go of their ego and their pride, the silent treatment, whatever weapon they use to protect themselves and they've used in the past that has worked for them to get their way, that has kind of been the, you know, what that their go-to till things blow over, but nothing is dealt with. It just blows over and we get on with life. So they've had to really humble that, because what matters most to them is finding a different way. They feel that their current approach is toxic. They disagree with certain aspects of their upbringing or the way that they're currently approaching their environment or their home space or their family or whatever you want to call it. And come to you with maturity and willingness to communicate openly, constructively, and move forward. Wow. Libra, gee, the message is hard and strong. Okay, so the action we have here for you is maybe your guardian's faces didn't show you love through the vital stage of development. Maybe there was abandonment or abuse. Have courage now to feel where the frozen pain is stored and grieve. Use music, photos, movement, and memories to connect with your inner child. Touch your body to intensify the sensations you are experiencing with the intention of releasing stuck emotions. An evolved partner or friend can role play with you by offering you a non-judgmental and kind gaze as you express your story or feelings. Then your partner can play the role of your parent and tell you that you are lovable. Spend time communicating with the little you and be gentle and loving. So what I'm getting with that action for you, Libra, is that you may potentially have been triggered by something. There is a reason why you approach, let's say, conflict in the way that you do. And I feel this person has triggered you in a way that someone from your past or even your very own childhood would approach you. There is some form of familiarity here. You're remembering something. This person has been sent to you, Libra. This is a very strong message that I'm getting, so that you can heal that aspect of yourself through the lens of seeing yourself as an adult of who you could have been if you continue down that path in this person. You see it in this person. So there is this element of you were wise enough, or you had the resources or the guidance earlier in your years to be redirected in a positive way. And if you hadn't have been redirected, or you didn't have the wisdom, or you didn't have the guidance, let's say, you could have potentially been in the same boat as the person that you're currently at this reading for, right? And so there is this familiarity that you share and that you've attracted, and it's an aspect of yourself that still requires healing, so that, you know, spirit is flagging you on this so that you can finally release it and let it go and start living your love life without repeating past cycles. So I hope that makes sense. It's a very deep message for you today, Libra. So let's have a look and see now that we know the Libras we're connecting with. How is this person feeling about you? How is this person feeling about Libra? What are they thinking? Sorry that too many cards fell out there. I just need one. How is this person feeling about Libra? How is this person feeling about Libra? Again, like 5 cards. They're feeling stuck. That's what I'm getting. Truth be told, oh yes, oh yes. This is about perspective. Okay, what are they thinking? They're a little bit all over the place. Oh, definitely all over the place, Libra. They feel they're stuck between a rock and a hard place, and they basically, they want the expansion, but they're so conditioned. That's what I'm feeling. Sorry, the middle card fell on the ground, so I'm just going to pick it up. There we go. So you know what? They're currently at that stage where they have to face the honest truth. They really do. And see things from an objective point of view rather than an emotional point of view. I feel that their response to conflict, or their response in general, is very emotionally driven and very amplified by, you know, their inability to communicate through their emotional space, because they've never felt safe enough to do that. They feel they need to protect it, and they haven't evolved that part of themselves. It's really affected their ability to communicate effectively how they feel. It often, what they truly mean, isn't communicated effectively. What their true intentions aren't communicated effectively. This is an area that this person really struggles with. They're coming to terms with that right now, Libra, and it's you that's highlighted that, and that is lighting the way for them to become a better version of themselves. How amazing is that? And it is them that is highlighting to you aspects of your cycle that trigger, you know, your past, your earlier years that need healing and need to be closed off. So both of you have very strong connection to each other here, and there is a greater purpose to your union rather than just the two of you. You know, there is work here that needs to be done, and it's for both of your greatest goods. So it is a beautiful relationship, situationship, whatever you want to call it, regardless of what it looks like at this time, and regardless of what it's going to form into the future. So they're starting to see things from an objective point of view rather than from that emotional space. And it's about speaking the truth from that objective, having a heart-to-heart conversation based on the objective truth, essentially humbling the ego and the pride to be able to have an open conversation from an objective point of view. They are wanting to reach out and talk to you and open this window into their life. You see that window? They want to open the window into their soul and into their life about why they do things the way they do, why they react the way they react, to give you some context of why they are the way they are. They really want to share this, and they also want to share what their higher truth is, Libra. They want to tell you what they see a future, how they see the future with you in it. This will really help the two of you take a different, turn a corner in this partnership. At this time, this is what they're feeling. They really want to extend an olive branch, and if you guys have been arguing a lot or you're not talking, they really want to bring this back together. This bird here, the dove with the olive branch, they want to bring peace. They want to bring this back together. They want to heal this through having this conversation. And that's how they're feeling, and that's how they're thinking. And so what they really do know is that it's time to let the really big stuff breathe, and it's time to focus on enjoying each other's company and what it is, the goodness that this brings, the positive attributes that you bring to the relationship, and why you do the things that you do, and what's brought you to do the things that you do. Having this conversation that allows them a window into your soul and why you do the things you do, and them into theirs, really, really allows the two of you to just feel peaceful enough to enjoy each other's company in the here and now without feeling fearful, without, armoring up and getting ready for a war and feeling like you need to protect yourself and you're going into argument, because this is how they come at you, right? So let's break this down for you, Libra, a little bit further. Yeah, okay. They know that they're about to miss the boat. That's what they know. They know that if, you're not able to meet with them with honesty and transparency and with what their true intentions are, they know that you are potentially going to cut them out of your life. You will show respect to someone that's able to stand up for themselves, yes. That's able to speak their mind, yes. They have that opportunity. They won't take shit from anyone, yes. But it needs to come from a place of peace. It needs to come from a place of growth. It needs to come from a place of, being constructive and building, not from a place that seeks to, basically break it all down, not being a reactive space. So they understand that if they keep coming towards you with that same tune that gets the two of you nowhere fast, it's not, it wouldn't be unlike you to say, hey, this isn't working out, I'm going to go elsewhere. They know that. And they celebrate this in you. They really do. They hold you up on a pedestal, Libra. They really admire this about you. The fact that, your goal is for growth. Your goal is for deeper connections. Your goal is to live a purposeful life. It's not to bring other people down. It's not to, hide away from the challenges. It has to be constructive, and they love this about you. And this is one of the things that draws them to you, right? So they're coming your way, Libra. Even if you may be in communication, you may not be, regardless of what your scenario is. This is one of those things where there is a divide between the two of you. They're humbling themselves enough to accept the reality and take the responsibility in the part that they played so that they can work through that divide and come closer to you. And they're coming towards you with that peace offering, with that open conversation, with the truth and honesty, okay? Because they really want to heal this. You know, they really see you in their dreams, in their future. You are a dream come true to them. And they want nothing more than to heal this with you. And they're coming up at this time, they're coming up with the realization that they need to put certain patterns and behaviors behind them now. Yesterday's history. They don't know what tomorrow brings, but they're willing to focus on the now and rebuilding, or looking forward into the future from a different vantage point. And so this is what they're currently thinking. How am I going to approach Libra to have this conversation? All right, guys, so finally, I'm going to draw out some guidance for you on how you could best work through this space. What's the best approach for Libra? If this reading resonates, guys, and you'd like to reach out for a personal reading, just to see, your specific situation when it comes to this person, what your best approach should be, specific to your story. My contact details are in the description box below. Feel free to reach out. I'd love to work with you. Can you see those cards? You can. Okay, great. One more for Libra. That's too many. One more. One fell on the ground and this one flipped over. So I'm going to leave that one there and I'm going to pull out one more card. Okay. So here's what I'm getting for you, Libra. The message that I'm getting is right now, hold back on the big stuff. So you know what the big problem is here. You know what the challenge is when it comes to this person and what they're experiencing. And I feel that there are third parties or more people involved when it comes to this situation that, threaten the relationship, let's say. It could be family, it could be friends, a community. It could apply it to your situation however it fits, if it fits, right? But Spirit is saying it's time to shut all that out and really focus on enjoying each other's company day to day. Hold back from the big stuff, the big problems, the how things won't work, and focus on healing the parts of you that are triggered, right? That we spoke about earlier. If that resonates with you, pay attention to that and the parts of them that need healing so that the two of you can create this safe space. There are so many, I feel there is so much weight both you and this person are carrying outside of yourselves, but for some reason it seems to be coming into the relationship, taking up space within the relationship and taking up that much space that there's not enough space left for the two of you, right? So your attention and their attention might be pulled in so many different directions and responsibilities that it's taking up way too much attention off the relationship. So really making the time to be present with the person, to be there, to be enjoying each other's company, holding back from having the really big discussions and focusing on what is weighing you down. Really just letting that go, just focusing on the here and now is what's going to give you both the clarity that you need to move forward into the future with, I guess, the truth, with what matters, with clarity on what the two of you want to actually achieve, fairly, creating and making sure that neither of you are being pulled and pushed and by family and friends and responsibilities, making the relationship somewhat the priority, and everything else comes if there is time, type of thing. That's the message that I'm getting. So at this time, let the big stuff breathe. Enjoy the mundane, everyday type of life with this person to rebuild the connection. Enjoy doing the day-to-day stuff, the obligations, the commitments. Do them together. Have fun while you're doing them. Just being in that moment, because it's the fuel that's needed to bring this back together, to refine the joy in each other's company, letting the big stuff breathe, letting others worry about their stuff and not taking on the worry for others is the key and the message here. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. And maybe making note of that with this person. Let's not take responsibility for what is not ours to take responsibility for, yet be supportive is maybe the key discussion to have. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you found that helpful. Please do comment below. I love reading your comments. They help me connect with you. Is on the other side of this camera. And let's face it, it's your comments that further motivate me to make more videos for you. Have a great month. Bye.